Well, hello there. Firstly, to answer a question that's on my mind, so it must be on yours, maybe, is what happened to Heat C? It's fully my fault, but for different reasons. Firstly, I've not been feeling up to doing YouTube videos recently. I've been sitting on Heat D for sort of a week or two now. And I've just not recorded anything else. So yeah, that's my fault. Obviously, well, obvious to me, not for you guys. When Heat C came out that day, I had been travelling back from Portsmouth to East Anglia, where I live, and it's quite a long journey. We arrived sort of at night. We came in an hour later, Robot Wars was on. At this point, I didn't really want to record anything that day, so said I'll do it the week after, or the following week. But then other things kept cropping up, and I lost track of time and lost time to do that, and I just didn't record it. The other thing is, I'm not spending as much time at home. I have a job. My job requires me to be there in the evenings some days. So I only spend sort of Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights and Friday nights at home, as well as the weekend, which, coming closer to Christmas, it's starting to fill up. So, less time to do things. So I wanted to focus on Robot Wars because it's on at the minute. My Doctor Who channel is sort of ground to a halt. I have things planned to do. I will do them. I think I put too many restraints on myself with my Doctor Who channel. I much prefer having an ad-lib. Whenever I want to upload something, I will, because I forgot it is a hobby. I will only do stuff when I want to, because I enjoy my personal time. I like building robots, as you know. I've got more sat here waiting for you guys to see, and that's currently my favourite thing to do at home. So making videos is on the back burner for now. That's not to say I won't do any videos. Anyway, that's not why you clicked on this video. You clicked here to see my review for Heat E. Yes, Heat E. And we shall call it E for emissions. I don't know what we're going to call it. Let's just get on with the review, shall we? Let's play the mountain thing. Go. So, out first was Hobgoblin. I can't remember if he was out first or a different one was out first, but that's the one I'm going to say first. So, Hobgoblin, they came back without a wedge. A brave decision, or a stupid decision, I think probably stupid. Push to exit got straight under them in the opening melee that they were in. And flipped them, and that was the only flip that they managed in the entire episode, so unlucky therefore, dear old Hobgoblin. Their beta bot is the only one of its kind in the heavyweight division. We saw the damage it did by looking at the damage it did to Shunt's axe. Just taking the head off the axe, so, that's fine, that's all good, and finished on a high note, even though they're going out. So, yeah, Hobgoblin, there's not a lot more I can say. Their driving needs work. They are a relatively new team, so, still really quite unexperienced, or inexperienced, or whatever you might call it. Yeah, they got a good weapon going. Their wheels on top, I'm not sure that they're going to actually move on the metal floor because there's not any grip on them. They sort of need some rubber treads on it. The angle's not quite right for driving like that. I think they built a compact robot, I'll give them that, but their robot needs to be sort of less compact. Because it's got quite a high angle when it's upside down. So that is Hobgoblin talked about to death. Next was the unfortunate demise of Push to Exit. I was sort of rooting for this team this time because obviously Stephen McCullough of Vote Saxon 07 reviews, or VS07 reviews, or whatever he's calling it these days, and Anthony Murney, who does all the fantastic Amway Anarchies and the Robot Mini Wars, and is a good friend to Stephen, were both on the team with Shane Swan. Unfortunately, Push to Exit had some technical issues this time. It got that one flip in and then was unfortunate to stop working. And Stephen was just jamming that push button, but nothing happened. So, unlucky for Push to Exit. I do, however, think, right, if Iron Ore can move about that much and go through to the next round, then surely Push to Exit should have been able to move that much against Expulsion and go through to the next round. Once Expulsion had been flipped onto their spinner, it's spinner without a Shremek, but I will go into more hatred for Expulsion in a moment. I just think Push to Exit should have gone through to the next round. I think it was cheated out of a win there. So yeah, that's my opinion. Whether you share it or not is up to you. I'll be interested to see what the general opinion is. So yeah, that's the sad story of Push to Exit, and potentially Shane Swan's bow out of roboteering, but I hope not, because he is a wonderful roboteer. Very funny, and always good with a hammer. So, through to the Play for the 10-Way, which is a new title I've created. Play for the 10-Way. Should have just floated up on screen. Going out at the 10-Way stage was Coyote. Really unfortunate for Coyote, or as they kept pronouncing it, Coyote. Yeah, it was a shame. They just sort of died. Their drive stopped in that fight against Expulsion, and they went out because of it. That said, they didn't do overly well in much else. They were lucky against Hobgoblin to be able to sort of feed it to the house robots. That was sort of their only tactic. I still love the look of Coyote. It's so very Robot Wars-esque. Ask a child to draw a Robot Wars robot and Coyote will be what they draw. But yeah, I think it's a shame Coyote went out, but also at the same time didn't think it was going to win the heat by any stretch of the imagination. They put a wedge on it which restrained their weapon from being used, which meant that they lost on aggression, which counts as the highest these days. So, whoops. But, you know, it still looks cool, so whatever. Now, on to Hatred Heap goes Expulsion. No Shremek. or at least none that works properly. Their Shriek was supposed to be they sit on their weapon and spin their body round, then after a while it'll get up, brush itself down and stride off with its legs. This obviously wasn't the case. I may have over-exaggerated some of that. This didn't happen, and they got flipped almost every fight, and I saw it summed up beautifully on the unofficial Robot Wars page. Their special ability, dying less quickly. They're made of, I believe, plastic. They're somehow the second school team to luckily go through to the 10-way. I can't see them winning the 10-way, not unless there's some BS judge's decision and they win. Likewise with traction. But, you know, so they're through to the 10-way, and what a 10-way it will be. I'm going to do a predictions video, Mystic Meg style, in a coming video before the final. That is, unless I run out of time and can't be bothered or something. But I would like to do some Series 10 predictions of the final. So, in the Heat final, we had two robots. One was Thor. I was rooting for Thor. I even had my Thor handy. Huzzah, Thor. Yes. The aggression was back. This was filmed in a slightly warmer warehouse than if it was filmed in February or in December. Thor were back, and they were pretty good. They were unlucky to be hit when they were by both Matilda. BS Matilda, why would you go bum first into a robot knowing that your weapon can potentially knock it out? It is actually... I've broken Thor. A broken Thor! It was actually one of the better rogue robots of this series. In fact, of all, because Matilda did something damaging to another robot instead of just running up to and going boo and then running off again. So yes, well done Matilda, you managed to sort of de-weaponise Thor, but Thor still won that heat, or that fight at least. I have to talk about their fight with Magnetar. Magnetar is such an impressive machine, and those wire things, as you saw in the episode if you've watched it, just got cut. I think it was a bit of a... I'd have put extra armour on instead of a spinner killer there. I think extra armour would have been a better bet, but that's just me. And Jason went for spinner killer. He was very wise to try it. As he said, Ellis is already thinking about what he's going to have to do because I've got this on. He's already having to work hard to do something about it. So, good tactics, I suppose, but didn't work really, as most spinner killer entanglement weapons don't. However, they did very well in the heat. They basically Ned Starked the head of Coyote, which is fine. Really accurate attacks from Jason, the one-man army. He is the lone wolf. So, Jason, unfortunately, didn't win the heat. He's going through to the 10-way with his robot Thor, in which I'm not sure he's going to come out of. However, interesting stat, stud time. This is Jason's third consecutive heat final. He was in heat final against Shockwave. He was in heat final against Concussion. He was in heat final against Magnetar. Jason, you got a pretty good machine. It's just sort of a shame that your machine doesn't quite finish the job. So going through to the final free of charge is Magnetar. Spinner! Magnetar is... oh, it's a gorgeous machine. Ellis posted today what a Magnetar is, I can't remember, but it has some relation to a pulsar. Unless it's all nonsense, so... you know, fine, you fooled me. Magnetar is a very, very impressive machine. It has magnets underneath, hence the name, that hold it on the metal floor of the arena, which is clever because then they won't start lifting up as much. I noticed that their gyro dance wasn't as big as previously. That could have gone badly for them if they needed it, but yeah, it was superb. Their drum is so well improved. The whole machine's so well improved. Ellis has done superbly to get Pulsar up to the standard of Magnetar. It got some decent air on Expulsion. That was a pretty fun and quick fight. A decent use of the Fog of War. Spin up your weapon. It's all you can do, really. And you can hear it. Every time I heard I was going, oh, because I knew something was going to happen. But most of the time it was just him gyro dancing, so, you know, just showing off. So, Magnetar go through to the final. What will happen in that final, you'll have to wait and see in another video from me or from the BBC, and that video being either a massive spoiler or the episode. So yeah, look forward to it. The final next Sunday at 8. No tennis to hinder it. And, you know, chill. Enjoy. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Right, now edit and upload, Jevon. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do it!